Hi all, this is Anand here. So we are revising the past 5-year question papers for grade 12 computer science, right? So for their board exams. So today we are going to see for October 2024. 1 minute. All right, so I'll show you the 2024 question paper. There is no space, so I'm bringing it to the paintbrush and then I'll be explaining it. So let me share it. Yeah, so you can see the question paper here. So this is actually the question paper for October 2024. So you can see that there are 39 questions are given. You can see section A, section B. So these are the question papers. There is no space here below the question. So I'll bring each question. So I have the editable version. So I'll bring each question in the paintbrush and I'll be explaining it. Some programs I'll put it on the compiler, C++ compiler and explain. So these are all the questions that you can see. All right, so you have 39 questions here, which I'll bring it and explain. All right, so now let me explain the question number 1. So it's a multiple choice questions, 1 mark each, right? So what I would like to explain is, wait a minute. Let me share it first. All the 1 mark question, it can be a 1 word or it can be a 1 line. A 2 mark question can be, you can write it in 2 lines or 3 lines. A 3 mark question can be for 4 lines, and 4 mark question can be 5 or 6 lines. It depends on the question, right? If it is, say for example, if it is 5 definitions, carrying 5 marks for that question. So each definition will carry 1 mark, right? So it depends on the question. So for 5 mark question, you can write for 5-6 lines. I mean, one question, you can write it for 5-6 lines. It can be subdivisions also. So depending on the question, you have to answer. So answer to the question, don't elaborate too much. So you have to answer according to the question. All right, so this is the first question that you're seeing, MCQ. So October 2024. So identify the attribute image that specifies the URL of the image. So URL of the image, how do you specify? You have to use the SRC, the attribute SRC. You have to specify for this image tag, right? So second question. So let me bring it below itself. Yeah, the second question is here. What is this use of control plus Q in the presentation? Control plus Q in the presentation will close the presentation. So choice is B, right? So let me go to the third question. Which of the following is used to create a bulleted list in HTML? So bulleted list, you should not give BL. BL just, it is given, but it's not the answer. The answer is UL. So this is the attribute that you have to use for the bulleted list, right? For numbered list, for ordered list, there is separate thing. UL, you have to write UL. This is a bulleted list, so UL, you have to write UL here. For ordered list, I will give explanation when it comes, right? So for the numbered list, okay. So now question number 4. Which category of header files has exp of x function in C++? So which category? It cannot be string, it cannot be character, it cannot be text, it has to be mathematical. So math function, math is the header file. Math is the header file, but math, since it is related to mathematical, it is given as mathematical. So next question is, which of the following displays the text October in bold? Bold is the B tag, right? The B tag and the closing B tag, that is the answer for that. So very simple question. So the next question is, identify the closing tag for BR. So BR, there is no closing tag. So there is no closing tag. So the answer, I will write it as no closing tag. Answer is C. Option is C. Okay. Next question is, find the output of the following program. So now you have been given the value of x is given, y is takes the address of x, and you are printing the value of y. Y will contain the x value, address of x, right? Will contain what? Will contain the address of x, right? So address of x is the answer. So it will not contain. Suppose if I give star y, then it will contain. It will give you 88. But since I have given only y, y will contain only address of x. So star y means it will point to the value of that is located in the address. So star y will give 88, but y will give the address of x. So B is the answer here. So let me put that. Address of x is the answer. So next question, which attribute specify the border width of an image? Right. It's nothing but the border only. Answer is border only. Border specifies the border width of an image in HTML. So next question. Which tag is used to create a line break? Line break is nothing but BR. BR tag is used to create the line break. Okay, next question. Which of the following can be added in Impress presentation? Right, Impress is an open office presentation tool, whereas Microsoft PowerPoint is a Microsoft tool. So which of the following can be added in an Impress presentation? You can add a text, you can add a picture, you can add an audio, so all the above. That is the answer here. Right? All right. So next question, which of the following is supported by a word processor? So this is very simple. Again, you can create data, you can format data, you can print data, so all the above. So very simple. So next question, last MCQ question is, which of the following is a example of spreadsheet software? So Impress, Word is not, Impress is presentation. So Lotus 123 is an spreadsheet software. So you have to understand this. So very simple questions, MCQs, you can get full marks in MCQs. So better you please prepare very well so that you can answer very well. All right. Give one example. 13th question. Give one example. Let me paste because these are all one-line questions. So let me write all the questions here. Let me paste all the questions. So next question is octal equivalent. Next question will be what will be output? Yes. So let's work for these three questions. So what, give one example of a protocol used in communication is nothing but the HTTP and HTTPS. So you can write HTTP. Secure HTTP. HTTPS is secured HTTP. So octal equivalent of the decimal 343. So octal equivalent of the decimal 343. So what you have to do, you have to divide 343 by 10. Right. So how do you do it? So you divide 343 by 10. So 3 times 10 times 30. 10 times. You have to know, you have to keep dividing it. So octal, sorry, you are not dividing it by 10, you are dividing by 8. Sorry for that. Wait, 1 minute. Let me, yes. So now you are dividing it by 8 because it's an octal, no? So you have to divide by 8. So when you divide 343 by 8, you will get 42 times, right? 42 times 8 is 336, and you have 7 as the remainder. 42 times. So 42 and 7 as the remainder. So 42 times is 336 and 7 is the remainder. All right. So divide 42 by 8 again. So 8 times 5 is 40 and 2 is the remainder. Right. So now you have to go back. You cannot again divide 5 by 8. You cannot. So you have to go from bottom to top. So the answer is 527 to the base 8. This is the octal equivalent. And what will be the output of the following program if x is equal to 18? So if x is 18, see y is equal to 3 is given. You are inputting the value of x as 18. So when 18 is divided by 3, it gives x is 6. So 6 is less than 12. It is true. So it will give good morning. If x divided by y is greater than 12, it will give good afternoon. So good morning is the output. So very simple answers. So we'll go to the next question. So let me again type the questions here. 1 minute. So decimal equivalent of AAA, this is one question. Another question is which tag creates the larger? 1 minute, please hold on. Creates the largest heading. So let me go to the next question. What is the header file for log x, log 10, log x base 10? And the last question, what is the ASCII value of B? So we'll see all these questions now. So now you see that. So now you're going to give the decimal equivalent of AAA. You know that the value of A in hexadecimal is the decimal equivalent of A is 10 of hexadecimal A, right? So it is, you have to start with, so AAA means you have to start with 10. You have to write like AAA. So this one is 10 to the power 0. So this is 10 to the power 1 and 10 to the power 2. Now you have to multiply and then add A times, that is, wait a minute. It's not, sorry, it's not 10 to the, actually you're multiplying. So this one will become 16 to the power 0 because it's a hexadecimal, no? So 16 to the power 0, 16 to the power 1, 16 to the power 2. So now you are going to multiply 10 times 16 to the power 2 plus 10 times 16 to the power 1 plus 10 times 16 to the power 0. So this is equal to 256 plus 160 plus 1. Right? So 250, oh sorry, 256 times 10, no? So this is 256 times 10, so 2560. So now we are going to add 2560 plus 160 plus 1. So 2560 plus 160 plus 10. Let me see again. Let me confirm. Again, let me tell you 2560, wait, let me do it. 2560 plus 160 plus 10 will give 2730. So which will give 2730. So that is the answer for that. Wait, let me write it. 2730. This is the answer for this question. All right, next question is, what is the largest heading? H1. The least heading is the least smaller tag. The least heading, the largest heading is H1. So this will create the largest heading. This will create the smallest. H6 will create the smallest heading. So what is the header file for log x base 10? Math header file. So what is the ASCII value for B? It's nothing but ASCII value of A is 65, capital letter, right? So B is 66, A is 65, so B is 66. These are the answer for this. So we answered 19 questions. So now let's go on for the 20th question. Expand ARPANET. ARPANET means Advanced Research Project Agency Network. Advanced Research Project Agency and Network. This is ARPANET. Let me paste that answer also, no problem. Yeah, this is the answer for that. Right. So next question, 21st question. So what will be the output if CH is equal to A? If CH is equal to A, so CH is A means it's a small letter. It's not a capital letter, right? Small letter. So it doesn't match with C, switch of CHs. It doesn't match with any. See, A is a capital letter, B is capital letter, C capital letter, D is capital letter, and it doesn't match with the input small letter A. So it will definitely go to the default, which is no grade. That is the answer for this, because it doesn't match with any of the characters given. CH doesn't match with capital A or capital B or capital C or capital D. So it goes to the default, which is no grade. So that is the answer for that. Let's go to the next question. 22nd question. So question, this one is very good question. These are kind of questions are very common. So find the output. I is equal to 0, S is equal to 0, I is less than 4. It's so you have been given some statements there. I is less than 4. Condition is less than 4. So I starts with 0. So let's start with I and let's have S. Right. I starts with 0. Right. S starts with S. The sum is 0. So now I is less than 0. True. It is true. 0 is less than 4. It is true. So for that, wait a minute. Let the sum, initialize the sum as 0. So now when I is 0, so true, it is true. So it will give S is equal to S plus I. So 0 is equal to 0 plus 1, because the value 0 plus 0. So it is 0. So next value of I will be 1. So now it is going to add sum is equal to sum plus I. So 0 plus 1. It is going to add these two, right? So it is 1. Now the value of next value of I will be 2. So it is going to add S equal to S plus I. So it is 1 plus 2, that is 3. So next is until 3 it will check, because when it comes 4 it will come out of the loop and it will print the value of S. So then what will be it? So now value of I will be 3. The last value of I will be 3. So it will add these two. So it is 6. So it will print 6. So the value of the output is, so it will come out. So now it is less than, so next value of I will be 4, but I is less than 4 is less than 4 is false. It comes out of the loop and then prints the value of X. So the output is 6. That's it. So very simple question. So we'll go to the next question. So next question is, the next question is the structure. 1 minute. Yeah. So the structure is given struct EMP, E number and salary are the data members of the structure EMP. So I am creating an object on EMP named as E, and I'm accessing the E number and salary through the object E. So they have been initialized here. So I'm printing. There is no space, there is no line given. So directly it will print 1, 2, 3, 4. There is no space because nothing. Immediately you're printing the salary. So it will print 1564.3.5. Right, there is no space, there is no line given between the two prints. So it will print together, the output together. So this is the output. All right, so we'll go to the next question. All right, so the next is also you're going to, what is the statement about is given. So very simple, please, you have to remember this. Yes, what is statement 1 in the following program? Include iostream h void change int. What is the meaning of this? What is this statement? This statement is nothing but function prototype. Function prototype. You're giving the function signature, right? Prototype. Function prototype. This is the name, or this is the meaning of the statement 1. Meaning of the statement 1 is what? It is the function prototype. It is the function prototype. You see, function prototype. That is actually it. Please, sorry for that. There is a dog that is barking out. So here, so just please excuse for that. All right. So now next question. Let me clear this. So the write the fill in the blanks, writing data into a file. So let me give you the answers for this. So the answers for this is very simple, because you see here this question writing data to a data file requires what? Fstream header file. It requires what? Fstream header file. iOS app opens a file in append mode because your app means append. It nothing but append. So next one is say true or false. So say true or false is given. So very simple. So say a true or false. So say a true or false is this. A pointer is a variable that stores the location of another variable. The second question is object pointers are used to create objects during the runtime. Both are true. A pointer is a variable that stores the location of another variable. Yes, correct. Object pointers are used to create objects during runtime. Yes, true. So next one is give one word. You see here, give one word. You have to give one word for this, but here one word means it can be a three word also. One word means it can be like it is not a definition or something. So cell in calc. What is meant by cell in calc? Calc is what? Calc is nothing but the Excel spreadsheet in the open office. So cell in calc is nothing but intersection of a row and column. Intersection of row and column is nothing but the cell. What is the individual page of a spreadsheet called? Individual space of a spreadsheet is called worksheet. So let me paste the answers here so that you will know it. So the one answer for one is intersection of row and column. Answer for two is worksheet. So next question, 28th question. It is the section B question. So let me remove this. Yeah, now let me paste it. 28th question. What do you mean by simplex transmission? And what do you mean, or what do you mean? See, there is a choice, but you have to write any one. Definitely you have to write. That's why. So now let me give you the answers both. So simplex transmission is what? Data transmission in one direction only, right? Duplex transmission means data will be in both the directions. Half duplex, full duplex, right? So it can be in simplex transmission is data transmission in one direction, only in one direction it occurs. What is bandwidth? Bandwidth is the maximum amount of data that is transmitted per second through a communication channel. So that is called bandwidth. Right. So let me go to the next two questions. 29th question. Define an attribute and a domain. Attribute is nothing but the column of a table. You should understand the column. Say, for example, employee number, employee name, salary. These are all columns. So they are called the attributes. It's the property of an entity, whereas a domain is what? Set of permissible value for an attribute. For example, the employee number is, if it's an integer, then I can give the employee number as an integer. It can be 101, it can be 1, it can be 2361. Any permissible value for an attribute is called a domain. So next is writing the SQL queries. Very simple. So you have to write the SQL query for the bus table. Bus table is given with bus number, bus name, year, and type as attributes. So insert the record. So and display the details of Volvo buses. You see, so it is very simple. So let me give you the queries here. Insert into bus values B005, Lakshmi 2023, and Volvo. What is given in the question? I've given the insert statement. You can write that. So then after that, you have to display the details. Details means all the details. So star. Okay, only particular column means you have to give the column names, but here everything means all the details means star from bus. Select star from bus where type is equal to Volvo. So this is the query. Okay, next question is name in it two components of writer window. I'll give you the 5 components. You can write any one, right? So all these are components of writer window: title bar, menu bar, status bar, toolbar, scroll bar, right? But you can give any 2 components because they have given only 2 components. That is the reason. So next question is about the HTML. Why should a HTML document be saved with the extension .html? Name one browser to open a HTML document. So the reason why should a HTML document be saved with extension, to identify the file as an HTML page, you have to save the HTML document as .html. So given a browser, give an example to open an HTML document. Give one name of one browser, Google Chrome. Another browser, you have the Edge, you have the Microsoft, Firefox, Mozilla Firefox. These are all. Okay. Next question is 23rd question. It is about the structures. So 1 minute. Right. Complete the code. You see here the structure is given with data members, name and price. So void main. So statement 1 and statement 2 you have to fill up. So name and price is printed with the objects S1 and S2. So what is statement 1? Let me give you It is very simple question. It is a very simple answer. You can easily get marks out of it. So first is what? First statement. Let me print the statement one by one. The statement one is what? You have to declare the objects S1 and S2 on the structure item. So item S1 comma S2 is the declaration, and you are going to input the details, right? C in S1 dot iname and S2 C2 S2 dot price, the second input. So after that you are printing them. So these two are the statement one and statement two. So the next question is on again writing the query. It's a either or choice. It's an either or choice. So let me write the question here. You see, you have to write the SQL query to create the following bus table or differentiate fixed length or variable length data type. So how do you create the bus table? So now it is very clear. So first question, let me write question number A. Create table bus. The data type is given, right? And primary key is given there. So what you have to write here, I left one thing here. So this is actually B number. So it's a variable character. So please remove this. It's wrong actually. So variable character of 6 and then followed by space and primary key. Actually, that one is wrong. What is given there? So I'm just updating it. Or otherwise, just wait a minute. Let me write it and then display it. Give me just a minute's time. So variable character of 6. 1 minute followed by primary key. Okay, variable character, B name, variable character, bus name. 1 minute. Okay, B code, bus number. Okay, year, int, variable character. It's a character. 1 minute. Type, character. Okay, all right. Now you see here. Now I'm going to give the exact statement here. Let me erase this. Yeah, this is actually the statement. This one is incorrect. So create table bus B code. I'm just giving B code instead of bus number. I'm giving B code because there should not be any space in the variable name. So I'm giving B code, variable character of 6, primary key, followed by comma B name, variable character of 15, comma year int, comma type car. Whatever is given there in the data type, you have to give the specify the same thing here and create it. So okay, let's see the next question, which is fixed length and variable length. So let me give the answer for this here itself. There is some space at the bottom, so I'm giving the answers here. Yeah, this one is the answer for B. So fixed length is what? Size is fixed, variable length is size varies. So example is char for fixed length and where char for variable length. So which you have already seen in the query, so the same thing is here. So now let's move to the next question. So you have to define any two, but I'm giving all the 4. Define any two. 4 are given. You have to define any two, but I'll give all the 4 here. You see, member function is the function defined inside the class to operate on data members. Object is nothing but the instance of a class. Colon operator is the scope resolution operator used to define the member functions outside the class. An inline member function expanded at the place where it is called. So these are all the definitions of question number 35. You can write any two you can write from these 4, but you can take a note of all these 4. The document is already uploaded in the learning resources in the portal. You can download it and have a check with it. All right, we'll go to the next question. That is creating a web page. 36th question. Creating a web page. See, a web page is they will give you the code. You have to write the code. That's it. They will give you the questions. Create a web page with the following heading. With a web page with the following, you have to create a heading examination with the smallest heading size. So head size, head 6 you can give. Paragraph, I feel my exam has gone good. Align the left and insert image NIOS 2024.jpg with a height 6 and width 3. So this is the question. So how do I give it? Let me see. Yes, you see here now I'm giving the answer for that. You see HTML and HTML open and close, body open and close, So after that, I'm inside examination. I'm giving it in center because it is centered and with smallest heading size. So head 6 I'm given. You have to give the header file the tag head 6, and then followed by the paragraph aligning left. I feel my exam has gone good. Then you are inserting an image. Image src is equal to NIOS 2024.jpg. Height is equal to 6 and width is equal to 3. So this is the code. See, very simple. No, you can write it in less than 3 minutes. Very simple. Question number 38. So you can define any any three here, but I will give you definitions for all this. You can write in three. What is primary key? Primary key is an attribute that uniquely identifies a record. Physical data model represents how data is stored physically in the database. Domain is set of valid values for an attribute. Degree is number of attributes in a relation, and default constraint is provides default value for a column. So these are all the definitions for these given words. So primary key, physical data model, domain, degree and default constraint. So answers are given. You can take any three. You can define any three from this, but I've given all the five I've given to you. You can take a note of it. So all right, we'll move to that 38th question, which is nothing but it's a bigger question, so it'll take more time. Yeah, there are it's an either or question. So you can see the question, it's bigger. It's a class question or followed by a virtual base class. You can see the question here. So followed by the base class. So you have either or question. A class is given. You can see graduate class. You can see the data members, roll number, name and marks one. You can see the functions which is protected and public. Result is protected and public is a graduate, enroll and display. Lecture class. Another class is being defined with data members, code and name, and three methods. One is protected salary and other ones are public, which are lecturer. Let's see, lecturer and graduate or what they are all constructors. So same name of that of the class. Okay, so lecturer, enter and show. And then you have the classes learn, which inherits the graduate as a public and lecturer as private. So it has the data members, CC code, learn date, start date and end date, and it has the data members, I mean member functions, which are public, learn, comments and see detail. So now what we are going to see, so now learn is accessing the inherits the graduate as public. So the objects of learn can access the data members and the functions of the graduate class, but learn is inheriting lecturer as private. So the object on learn cannot access the data members and functions of the lecturer class, but the functions of comments, with the data member functions of learn can access the private members. So names are, so the question is names of the member functions accessible from the objects of class learn. Objects of the class learn. So what are they? What are the different members? So all the graduate members, only the public members. No private and protected can be accessed from the learn object. So enroll and display, and also the learn functions, like you have the comments and see detail. That's it. Lecturer you cannot, and protected result you cannot, and lecturer member functions it cannot. So next question is data members accessible to the function. Data members accessible to the function comments. So comments is the function, so it can access all the data members, not member functions, data members. So it can access all the data members like roll number. You see roll number of graduate, then name, marks, coming down lecturer. Yes, it can, because it's a member function, class member function of the learn class, so it can access the private T code and T name, and also C code, CC code, learn name, start date and end date. All these can be accessed from the function comments. Members accessible from the objects of class lecturer. So members accessible to the lecturer are what? Enter and show. Only enter and show, because it is not inheriting any other classes, so it cannot. So lecturer object can access only enter and show. That's all. So type of inheritance, because learn is inheriting the of the classes public and lecturer, so it's a multiple inheritance. So it's a multiple inheritance. So define virtual base class. Display the structure by taking an example or with a syntax. So let me give a syntax and the structure of a defined virtual base class. So let me remove this and let me give you the answer for that. Virtual base class and display the structure of that. So let me give the answer for that. So virtual base class, what do you mean by that, and what is the purpose of it? See, virtual base class is a base class declared with keyword virtual to avoid multiple copies of base class when using multiple inheritance. It ensures that only one copy, because you see, I'll tell you, multiple inheritance, it ensures that only one copy of base class members is inherited by the derived class. See, I'm taking a class A with the public member X, and class B and C are inheriting public A. So now you will have dual copies of A, right? Because B is inheriting A and C is inheriting A. So, but D is inheriting both B and C. So now D will contain copies of A and, twice, because B is inheriting A and C is inheriting A. So D is inheriting B and C. So it will have two copies. So to avoid the ambiguity, A is a virtual class base class. So D contains only one copy of A, preventing the ambiguity. So virtual base classes ensure a single shared base class instance in multiple inheritance. This is actually the virtual base class. All right, let's move to the last question, 39 question. So you're going to write a program. Let me show you actually. You see, there are either or program. So you can write any one program. Create an array of n elements, accept a number from the user, delete the number, and print the new array. So what I'm going to do is, see, let me tell you first. Let me tell you the purpose, what it does. Then I'll go with the program. See, first the problem number A, accepting L elements, accept a number from the user, delete the number, and print the array. So suppose if you are taking the numbers, say array, you are taking the numbers 20, 1, 5, 9, 6. And suppose if I want to delete 6, assume. So what I do is I accept the numbers from the array using the scene, and then what I do is, once I give the number as 5, it goes, the program goes through the loop. What it will do is, whenever it finds the number, finds this 5, so what it does, this 5 is being replaced by the next number. So 9 will move to the left, 6 will move to the ninth this position 9, and 9 will go to the position 5 where 5 was there. So, and then now 6 will become blank, the position at 6 will become blank. So you're going to update the size of the array. So now it will become 20, 1, 9, and 6. So now it contains, there were 5 numbers, now it contains 4 numbers. Actually, this is what is the purpose of the thing. So to remove a specific element and maintain the correct order, right? So you're moving the elements, you remove the, you move the elements to the right, to the left, right? That is what you're doing. So the program, the first program, let me tell you, but before that, let me tell you what is the second program. Second program, you accept two numbers A and B, and then you perform the function A times A plus B times B. You have to write a function and then call the function through the main, right? This is what you're doing. So let's see the first program. Delete the array, right? So deleting array, let me show you. Wait a minute. So let me show you the program there. Program to delete array. So this is actually the program. It is very simple. Let me show it practically to you here. So let me share and show it. You see, I have written the program to delete. So what I'm doing is here, I'm going to declare an array A50. Yeah, A50 is, so I'm declaring n I num pos is equal to -1. Okay, -1 is, it is not reached, there is the position that so I take -1, which means that when it goes through array and find an element to delete, if the element is not found, so that is the reason I'm giving -1. So what you have to do, you are going to enter the number of elements in the array. Suppose if you give 5 means it lasts for 5. See, C in A of 5 means it lasts for 5 elements, and then it lasts the number to delete, and then inside it will check. So if the if each element finds the number to be deleted, it will stop there, it will look at the position, and it will come out of the loop. If the position is -1, is not equal to -1, means the element is found, right? So it will go, and then what it does is, the current element is equal to the next element. So what it does is, suppose if it is 5 means at the position of 5, it will go to the next element, will be placed in the position where it is, where the element 5 is there. So it does until the loop is reached. Okay, then n minus minus means what it does is you are going to resize the array. After that, you finally are printing the array. So suppose if position is equal to -1 means the element is not found. So you are printing element number not found. So what I do, I compile it. You see at the bottom, it is compiled, and now I'm going to run this file. Number of elements, say 5. Now it is asking the elements. I'm going to give 20, 10, 5, 3, 6. So what I'm doing, 20, 10, 5, 3, 6 are the numbers. So I'm going to delete, assume 5. So it should be 20, 10, 3, and 6. You see? So in the position of 5, 3, the next number 3 is replaced. In the position of 3, the next number 6 is replaced. So 5 is gone, and now you'll get the current thing. So next program, let me show you here itself. So you're going to write a function. Again, I'm going to show in the same, remember. Yeah. So now I've placed the second program, you see here. So now what I'm doing is I'm having a int calc, because int is what? Int is returns the integer. So now return a times a plus b times b. So it is returning an integer. So I'm giving int calc. Calc is the function name. I am passing two formal parameters, a and b. So it will multiply a times a plus b times b. This is what you're doing. Inside the main, I'm declaring a, b, and the result. So I'm getting the values of a and b and pass the values into the function, and then I'm storing it in the variable called result, and then printing the result. This is what I'm doing. I'm running the program. You can see there. I just compile the program and then run the program. It is asking enter the two numbers. I give 5. I give 4. So it is giving 41, which means 5 times 5, 25, plus 4 times 4, 16. So 25 plus 16 is 41. So it is giving the result. So we have completed the October 2024 paper. So next, in the next video, we'll see some other paper, the previous paper, and we will end the video for today. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.